Hi, this is Brad Sweezy, and I'm going to talk to you today about how you can get more clients with paper, the good old fashioned paper. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing that you like about paper, and by paper I mean direct mail, those things you get in your mailbox that used to be a lot more prevalent, but now there's not as much, especially from lawyers. Now, some of you still may get a lot of junk mail, but the whole point of it is direct mail allows you to target an audience. Now, I know online, everybody's been talking to you about targeting audiences, especially if you've done Facebook ads or anything online. And we do targeting with, obviously with social media, especially LinkedIn for attorneys who are seeking referrals from other attorneys or other partners. But I know a lot of you and a lot of our clients have done targeting with Facebook. So it's a very good tool to target a specific audience. Well, direct mail is the precursor to all of that. It allows you to target those people that fit your profile. So we'll help you research the demographics of the people you're looking for, and you create your mailing accordingly. Now, the good thing about that, and especially if you're doing something like elder care law or estate planning, et cetera, these people aren't particularly savvy when it comes to social media. We've had many clients try webinars for elder law, estate planning, et cetera. And my dad is 83, my mom is 80, almost 81. I can tell you, they don't necessarily understand what they do when they go on social media. So they may click on a webinar or seminar about estate planning, for example, but then they forget they even did it. And then when you contact them, they don't know what to do. So if you send them something in the mail, in addition to obviously sending them something on Facebook or an email, et cetera, you're going to find that your results are going to be much higher and much more effective conversion rate by doing that. I live in Florida. A lot of the snowbirds went north. I live in Southwest Florida, Naples, Sarasota, Fort Myers, et cetera. You've got a population that is elderly, not completely elderly, but they read mail, they get mail. Look at what some of the cruise lines do. They send a lot of direct mail. Why? Because people like to hold on to things. And when you're doing something online, people don't always hold on to it. You go on to your next thing. If you get something in the mail, it allows you to maybe set it aside and look at it later. You might be interested or not, but you're hitting the right people. And then you're using that in concert with your social media and your email marketing, et cetera. So you definitely want to do that. Target the right audience. If you want to target people who are 50 years old, who own 2 cars and have a net worth of $1 million, et cetera, you can do that. So a lot of times people just ignore that now because everybody's focused on online, and we do a lot of online stuff. But what you find is if you supplement it with direct mail, for example, you can actually get into places you don't normally get. The second thing, when you're doing this direct mail or something like that, is you got to provide value. You don't want to be added to the pile of junk mail in the kitchen. So dedicate time to make your content stand out. And that's where someone or some organization like us comes in, is we help you to personalize those mailers. You can have each particular mailer designed for whatever you're trying to reach. And if you design them sequentially, you can actually walk people through that process of, let's say, estate planning or something like that. Or if you're going to do, bankruptcy law, for example, and foreclosures, et cetera. Now, obviously, direct mail is not the best for every practice area, like, let's say, personal injury, for example, unless you wanted to buy a list of people who have cars and et cetera. You can do that. But for some things, direct mail is a good supplement. And especially if you're dealing with an elderly care market, you really want to not avoid doing it, because trust me, it is effective, and it's effective because not everyone is doing it. So some of the younger marketers out there might not, believe in some of the mail stuff, but it does work. So do that. And I talked about this a little bit before, but you want to integrate it with your other marketing efforts. So you can link your direct mail content to your social media accounts or special online offer, etc. And you can even actually have personalized URLs so you can know who actually clicked on your website from that particular mailer. So you know it's them, and you can personalize that landing page. Then you can also take those, integrate those. If you bought that list, for example, you could bring it into your social media and also target people there. Geico is one insurance company that if you notice it, very often they'll have a social media, or you'll get an email and you'll also get something in the mail, almost timed perfectly to become one another. So that's something you do. Obviously, you're not going to do a limited time offer on a lot of things when it comes to law, but there are certain things where changes in tax law, for example, the Biden administration with proposed tax law changes, et cetera, those are things that get people to think, and the fear of losing money due to taxation, et cetera, may cause some people to, all right, maybe I need to think about this right now. So that's what you want to do. So you integrate everything. And that's one of our specialties, is integrating everything that you do in marketing so that you have a coherent marketing plan and strategy and get things done. The other thing is you want to follow up, right? After receiving the mailer, may be interested, sets it aside or something like that. Or maybe my mom gets the mail and she puts it down, doesn't think it's worth it, but my dad looks at it and finds out that it's worth it. So you want to do that. So you got to follow up with people. And that leads me to my next thing. Keep on moving, don't stop. For those of you who are, my age or older, you probably know that song, Keep on Moving, Don't Stop. But you really want to make sure you do things more than once. I think for most things, you did not jump at the first exposure to anything. They got you over time, and that's where the repetition comes into place. You get results by multiple mailing. Every bit of research shows if you mail somebody once, don't mail them. You have to be committed to mailing them multiple times. And by that, I mean 4 to 6 times. And so when you're putting this plan together, you outline how much it's going to cost to get the list, how much it's going to cost to do the mailing. And so you've got your numbers on your total cost. And then all right, what you're going to make on an average client in your particular area, and you do the math. That's what it's about. So we talk about that very often, is don't do something once. If you can do it once, don't do it at all. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So in summary, when it comes to paper and direct mail, you want to have efficient mailing list targets to the right audience. If you expand your marketing coverage, it encourages client engagement because you're taking the time to print something. It takes a lot more work to do that than it does to just throw an ad online. It really does. You're going to have a higher quality mail that they get. You're going to say to the client, look, we're a quality law office. You're going to reach out to maintain potential client interest because you want to keep on doing that. And with personalized URLs, for example, on your website and call it, you can track that, and you can even track the mailer with a personalized targeted phone number. So you measure everything. And by measuring, you find out what's more effective and what's least effective. And the things that are more effective, you do more of. And the things that are less effective, you do less of. But if you don't measure it, how do you know? And so many law firms don't measure their efforts. So they just, throw money away. And that's not what we're about. We're about targeting, measuring, adjusting, and then getting conversions. And, the fifth thing, of course, which I just talked about is, you've got to do things more than once. You're going to do it once, just don't do it at all. I mean, it's not worth it. And I would tell you that if you ask me if you want to do it once, I would say it's a waste of money. But sometimes people want to do that. So that's about it. If you want a free consultation with us, you can fill out a contact form right there. You can email me at brad@pr4lawyers.com. That's PR, the number 4, lawyers.com. All right. Thank you.